Welcome back to Let's Roger That. I'm Jill. Today I have to say I've reached my level of incompetence. I own a Rockwell Delta surface grinder. This is a tool maker version. Although it has some features that I just cannot identify, so I can't tell you what the model is other than it's a 6x12. Now I've done a fair bit of work to this machine already in the background. But today I have to investigate what I believe is a problem with the spindle. The spindle makes a noise after it reaches a certain temperature, and I would rather avoid potential issues by getting a lead on it. So I'm going to see if I can take this thing apart today. I haven't found any videos online, so let's figure out how to do it. Now, if I can decipher these instructions, which are labeled on the side of the actual surface grinder, I should be able to remove the spindle. Okay, so the first step in assembling this thing here, might as well take it from the start, is to remove. In this case, it's a homemade filler for the oil, but that's what it's best to remove this right away. Okay, so I'll remove that, and then it'll drain the sump. So there's a fair bit of oil in here, you know. So I'm going to remove all that and not create a big mess like the other day. And then once that's drained, then I'll start removing the spindle. And how I'm going to do this is this plate here has to be removed while the assembly is in the machine. Otherwise, you really got nothing to hold on to in order to apply pressure on this nut. And it's very tight, so you need it to be in there to remove it. So I'm going to do that next. Okay, so that's more or less emptied. I'm just going to leave it here for now. Move this out of the way slightly. Okay, so I take that tool that I made yesterday, right? That's the tool I made to remove this. There's no other way that you need this tool, right? So it's made of a couple of 1/4-inch nubs and then just a steel piece welded 1.55 inch away from each other. Yeah, real pain. But here we are. So I'll remove that. As you can see, it's tight. Yeah, I can see myself flipping this oil thing. So I'll remove the container. That away. Now this here takes a while because it's tight. That is a really tight thread pattern. So, and by the way, as a precaution, put something to protect your mag chuck if you're not going to remove it like I do. I actually nicked mine yesterday and just about cried. So, yeah, it's not a huge deal, but kind of bugged me because I had just grounded the other day and it's in great condition now. Now some of you today are probably thinking, Jill, if you're able to grind and get a 1 to 2 tenths over an 18-inch area, why don't you just leave it alone? Well, it just goes against my personality. And to be honest, I'm looking for a better finish. Yes, it's flat, doesn't look bad, but it's not as good as I know that it could be. So that's why I'm doing this. As you can see, like the pressure just will not let go of those threads right till the end. So that tool is really a necessity. Okay, so here it is. Take this off, tool away. Here are the bearings in here. I believe there's 2 of them, but I verified that once. I take it all apart again. Okay, we have to take this off. That's the nut that prevents this housing from spinning. You don't have to remove it completely. We'll just, well, yeah, I'm going to remove it completely. Just to ensure I don't make any mistakes. Off it goes. Now, gotta go to the back. Remove the cover. Oh, this feels like deja vu. Alright. Alright, belt is off. Need that Allen key to remove the spindle. Right. I had to use a puller last time for this spindle. See what happens this time. Alright. Not gonna come out easy again. That's just lovely. Alright. Okay, that's off. That side. Remove this, the nut retainer, the nut that's at the back for the bearing. Now last time, without doing any damage, I used a vice grip. I'll do the exact same thing this time, but the bearing is nice and loose, but still needs to be done. So here we go. There's a bearing behind that, got to remove that. It's going to take a different tool. Get a dental pick. Now that washer has a keyway in it. course, that's what's causing the issue. Take it out. And it's recessed inside the housing, so that's another problem here with removing this thing. Comes out, it's not a huge deal, just you gotta fart around with it. Alright, that's that. Now, turn myself some light. Because at this point, I need to write down the bearing numbers, but perhaps before I do that, I'm going to press out that spindle. It's coming out a lot easier this time. Yeah, definitely need that copper bar. There we go. Now make sure you're damn careful when you do this. Okay. So she's out. And at this point, it's a matter for me to identify how many bearings there are in here. I think the only way to do this correctly is to press them out. So to do that, I have to, set it like that in the press it down, and then measure how many bearings there are in here. I believe there are 3, but I am not certain. Could be 2. Anyhow, so that's how it's done. Takes not very long, but now it's time to order some bearings. I gotta say, I am totally surprised. I just thought for the heck of it, I'll take a rubber mallet and I'll just, I just hit on it a few times this way with a rubber mallet, and it started coming loose. So I thought, okay, fair enough. I put in between 2 pieces of wood, just to give it some holding power, and then vertically hit down on it very lightly, and it just popped off. So even though this is pressed on to these bearings, it's not a huge deal, but these are obviously pressed on to here, and I'll probably have to use a puller. But while I'm here, I might as well have a look at this thing here. And you can see there's a gap. Now, they're always talking about preloads on bearings, so I'm gonna have to do a little more research on that, but they're not tight against each other, clearly. This one's a lot looser than this one. And here, you can see some imperfections on this here. Not sure if it was because of how it was installed, but these don't look all that old. So clearly this is not an original bearing. This is way, and I actually feel a grit in there. Not worth keeping, for sure. So this may not turn out to be a very difficult job after all. But anyway, I thought you should see this because, it's kind of cool. Okay, first of all, these 2 bearings that are on here, and there are only 2, the 6205s, are clearly pressed in here, and you will need a puller to get them out. They're not extremely tight, but they're tight enough that you can't take them off any other way. Okay, so I've already determined that there was grit rubbing against the 2. So I thought, just for fun, that I would crack one up. And these are really easy to do. If you can see this here. So you go from the middle, and they're made to be taken off should you need to do that for whatever it is you got. But anyway, in this purpose, you need the seals. And see, I mean, look at this. It is filthy dirty. I want to see how much crap comes out of there. Oh my Lord. Yeah. Okay, without digging any further, I mean, look at this underneath here. Perhaps this way. There are shavings in here throughout. So clearly, bearings were shot. So, they're on order. I'm going to get them here early next week. And then we'll go through the installation procedures at that point. I'm going to have to get a press ready for this. And this here, clearly, this is burnt oil on this spindle where the bearings reside. So it heated up. Anyway, that's where I'm at.